Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Can anybody show where we are on the paper, on the handout papers, page 1?
Meetings, right?
So we will follow. I don't want separation. I don't desire separation. I cannot abide separation, etc. Did you find it? Where is it?
Right.
Show it to everybody.
Yeah, I got it.
Everybody, did you get it? Everybody is fine? Okay. So we have been, of course, trying to understand the commentary made on the verse فلما أفلت قال لا أحب العافلين. That's the verse. So this is An'am, I think, 6th chapter of the Quran, verse number 76. So we are trying. By studying this verse, we are really analyzing the reality of our life. What are we doing on this verse? So we were discussing the attitude of reason and the spirit, how they feel about the reason being obsessed with externals and the spirit seeking for an eternal beloved. Spirit wants eternal beloved and reason obsessed with externals. Both of them, although being obsessed obsessed with externals is not a bad thing. That's its capacity. Yeah. If you want to learn something, you use your mind. If you are hungry, you use your stomach. You cannot say that because stomach is very much after the food is a bad thing. No. The reason uses externals. That's its function. It must be appreciated. It must be appreciated. It is nothing bad. That we should understand that, for example, studying this universe is not bad, but in its essence. Trying to understand the order, how the order is really established and working is not bad. That's what reason is created or given the ability to do its function. It's not bad. We have to use them. The spirit by its own nature, the way it is given the ability, endowed with the ability to do, is here seeking for an eternal beloved. That's its function. They are working together. They support each other. They work harmoniously. They help each other. So it is nothing bad, or we cannot say that the spirit is superior over reason, because reason is just seeks or or obsessed with eternal externals, but spirit is much better because it is obsessed or it seeks for an eternal beloved. They are exactly. You use your nose to smell, you use your ears to listen, your tongue to speak. No one is superior over another. That's how we are made. But we have to see, we have to utilize them for the capacity they are given and benefit from them by using our free will. We should never forget that we are not responsible for our mind, we are not responsible for our spirit, we are not responsible for our tongue or ears. They are all given. And we are not responsible for the creation of our free will either, because it is given to me. My responsibility lies only in the way I use my free will. It's not our subject, but that we have to concentrate on how I am using these tools. That's what I have to do here. I have to be careful about how am I using these tools, in this way or another way. There are always two alternatives in front of human beings. So, for example, some of them, no, I am not good at math. So the other one said, no, I am not good at social sciences. Whatever it is, they're none of your business. I have two ears, one of them is working, the other one is not working. None of your business. Your business is how are you using your free will in order to utilize them. How are you using it? For what purpose you are using it? So watch out for your free will, nothing else. You have a nose, you have a stomach, doesn't matter, lungs or that, none of your business. Be calm down and just watch out for your own responsibility. It is not within your responsibility to create your ears, not at all. However you are made, you are made. It is not your responsibility or our responsibility to say that, my free will is I'm very weak or very strong. No. Whatever you are made, you are made. The very famous sayings of the fourth Caliph Imam Ali, a human responsibility lies here. Accept the world as it is. It means accept the world as it is created. I mean, it's not our subject now. Where did you come up? How did you come up with this word of createdness, etc.? But that's how we have discussed earlier on. Now we can say how it is created. It means accept yourself as you are created, as you are made. You are made with a free will. Never forget this. Not least. You have free will, you have free will, I have free will. Never forget that. Are you happy with it? You have free will, man. Don't deny it. It's your reality. Don't use your free will to deny your free will. Be realistic as you are. So, as a result, human beings gathers information from its tools or members of its being, human beings, members. All the tools that we have been given, the author says, I don't want separation. That's my conclusion. I don't desire separation. I cannot abide separation. I cannot stand separation. There should be no separation. Separation means being separated from what? has already existed.
What does that mean? I'm sorry?
What has already existed.
That's the definition of separation.
No. Separation from.
Oh.
So we don't want to lose our existence. We don't want to lose our life. We don't want to lose our minds. We don't want to lose the human qualities that we have been given. No one wants to lose his free will. Separation. Separation in reality is separation from existence. Existence of everything. That's how we are, if you like, hardwired. That's how we are made. Is it bad? No, it's very good. But the separation is there? Yes, it is very good as well. That's the text is going to study now. But we have to be very careful. Yeah. It may be a hard job now because we will really establish a method in our understanding of our reality here in this paragraph. Oh, sorry, people are being very neglectful. Not only me. Yeah, thank you. Some people are gentlemen. We have to appreciate. Okay, meetings, I'm just reading the text now. Meetings followed immediately by separation are not worth sorrow and grief, or sorrow, and how do you pronounce it? Sorrow or sorrow? Sorrow. Yeah. More like sorrow and grief. Look, meetings opposed to separation. Look, meetings, yeah, whatever you want to have it, you are given now. You get it. You got it. Okay? Followed immediately by separation. Followed immediately by separation. Is it really immediate? We will see. Well, some people say, no, 10 years later. Oh. Do you have your book? Okay. So it's fair. So we have to be very careful. You may think that, no, I'm living in this world for 60 years and I have something for 40 years. Not immediately. Be careful. Be careful. We will be very, to realize this point will help us a lot in understanding the reality of this world. So, page 229. So, meetings here. Meetings followed immediately by separation are not worth sorrow and grief. They are not worthy of being longed for. Well, the objects themselves are not being worthy of longed for. Be careful, because if we cannot keep the balance here, we may go from one extreme into another extreme. So we have to keep the balance now. They are not worth they are not worthy of being longed for. I wanted to have something. I had it, and immediately I realized, he will study here, either I lose it immediately or I realize that I'm going to lose it anyways. That's what the following sentence will study. Now, let's leave it to the following sentence. This imagination of separation is or has the same effect as separation. You know that you are going to lose. Even it seems to be persistent or remaining with you. You are the youth will leave you soon. Definitely. You remember that. It reminds you there's a perfect order in the creation. You know, there is a newly born baby, a newly died man. In between, all stages of life is present at the same time in front of our eyes. So we cannot escape from it. This is just witnessed by everybody. So immediately, if a meeting is followed immediately by separation, are not worth sorrow and grief. Oh, I lost it. No, don't worry. It's not worth it. You can lose it either physically and practically you lose it, or by awareness you lose it. Doesn't matter. But you know that you are going to lose it, and don't worry about it. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. It's how we are. That's how we are made. For now, that is the key sentence that we are going to concentrate on today. The author is giving the reason. So you can share. I think Elizabeth doesn't mind, huh? Okay. Just show the sentence, because this is the key sentence now. For giving the reason, offer more tea and finish them. For now, explanation why it is they are not worthy of being longed for, whatever it is. Now, you can get it, but you can obtain it, but you know that definitely you will be separated from it, whatever it is, or everything in the world. Whatever you like, whatever you enjoy, you know, either you live it leaves you immediately. For example, I say that my health now, I am happy with it. As soon as I say I am happy with my health, it's past. Gone. But I have to remember. I have to realize it's gone. It was a minute ago, not now. It's gone. Do people we in our practical life, we don't realize that it's already gone. As soon as I said I am happy about it, it's already gone. But he may think that he's not happy for some reason. I don't know why. So he smiles, but then his wife is here. Oh, you understand? So every moment, gone. Oh, but we are accustomed. No, we are together still. But it's a new creation. It's a new act of creation. So it's renewed for you. But again, we know that, okay, now it is renewed. And now will come, it won't be renewed. Yeah? Sure? Any doubt? Any doubt? It is in front of our eyes how the order of the creation is. It doesn't mean that no, we shouldn't be happy. No, we shouldn't long for it. It is transient. It's not permanent. What are we going to do then? That's what we have to understand now. The sentence is very powerful to me. Methodologically, one of the main pillars of practicing one's belief in this world lies here. How can I live according to my belief that I'm convinced that this universe has been created? People say that. I'm pretty sure that the universe has been created and there is a creator which is called God. I'm okay with it. Okay, there's nothing wrong. But, about religion, I'm not very happy about it. That's very common tradition as well, becoming more and more widespread. Okay, but that's fine too. If you are not happy with the religion, all right, I understand that. In some of the presentation of religion, I'm not happy with them either, so understandable. But belief in God must be brought into my practical life. I must be with it in God. How? That is putting belief into practice. How can I do that? Habibi, careful. Yeah? How can I do that? Because we should not be longing for the things that we want to obtain. We don't want separation, but we are sure of their separation from us. So just as the passing of pleasure is pain, let's settle down here. You don't have, you are sharing. My mistake. No. Keep it. No. You have. Oh, you have. Yeah. Of course, mashallah. Thank you. Very thoughtful of you. So, just as the passing of pleasure is pain, if someone gives you something and takes it away, is painful. Yep. Are you with us? Where are you? Yeah. Okay. Just as the... Okay, let's concentrate on. You know the page? 229. 229.
Second paragraph.
Yep. Yeah. Here.
Just as the passing.
Now, did you get it? Okay with us. So just as the passing of pleasure is pain, do you feel that? Passing of pleasure is pain, do you feel it? Imagining the passing of pleasure is also a pain. Now, why is it so important? So people think that, look, passing of pleasure is pain, so I'm enjoying my life now. I feel that it's not really departing from me or leaving me alone. It is not. There is no separation. But we have to know that's human nature. That's in us. It's ingrained into our nature. Imagining the passing of pleasure is also pain. We think that, no, those people who don't believe in God, you don't believe in the hereafter, seem to be very happy. Yes? They are happy. Why? They seem to be very happy, but check the reality within your own self. As soon as, now, do you mind making a joke on me, or is this enough? Not well.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Even you say no, I will do that. Yeah. After realizing that somehow your life is close to our side, yeah. So I learned last, Wednesday night.
Your side, that's in Turkey side.
Yeah. So I can get the support. So you are happy, which is quite normal, understandable. Yeah, that's what how we are created. But when it comes to your mind that you will get old and die, suddenly, but don't use or don't how to say, let me remember the word, compensate it with the belief in the hereafter. No, you don't believe in the hereafter, you don't believe in the creator, whatever. You are happy that your beloved one is with you, okay? Your wife is with you, and you wanted her to come here. We know that you have been suffering for many months. We know that your face was black and gloomy and everything damn, but now you're smiling and everything changed. All right, we understand that. It's understandable. That's how we are made. But if someone says she's going to die, what do you do? But don't replace it with the belief in the hereafter. Then, we are going to be eternally together anyway. No. There's nothing there. Everything is here, and how I am made. I am here, not made. So there is no God. There is no hereafter anything. So as soon as you are enjoying her presence and you are together, and somebody comes and says that your next door neighbor died. You're on the spoon, you are enjoying it and listening to the music, and everything is okay, fine. Then the next door neighbor died. Really? I'm very sorry to hear this. The spoon doesn't go further, goes back. Why? Risale, why? Why? You don't go and sit there, no, not anymore. Suddenly, you become a solemn face. You have a solemn face, and say, "Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. You stop eating." Why? The separation of the things that we think we obtained is painful. Imagining the separation of the thing is equally painful. That's what we have to understand.
But then, what you were saying about, living your life by the moment and being happy, wouldn't that spare you that heartache? And that, okay, if just thinking about the separation is hurtful, then I don't want to think about it. Problem solved. I shouldn't think about it.
Okay,
just live the moment.
You don't want to think about it. It means not you personally, I'm sure of it. Yeah. The people don't want to think about it. They turn blind to it, right? They don't see it. They don't want to see it. They don't want to remember it more. They don't want to be reminded. Yeah. They don't want to be reminded. They want to replace it. For example, the person died, and they are going to put him into the grave. What they do, they make it look as if he is alive. Yeah, artificial treatments, and then that's the last time you saw, as if he's living or she's. Look at the trick that we play to ourselves, cheating ourselves, but we know that he or she is dead and is going to rot into the soil. That's reality. We pretend, but it is with us. That is the life that we choose, but can we really convince ourselves that there is no separation at all? No way, it is with us. It is with us. We pretend. That's why people want to prefer a little bit dumb, not but drinking much, a little bit. So enjoy your life momentarily. Why? The pain of separation is deep down there. They want to shut it down or really oppress it. This human being, not necessarily they do it, I do it, you do it, we do it. But the most serious thing that we think that we are believers, okay, the most serious disease, I would say, everybody watch out. What we do, we exploit belief in the hereafter, misuse it, abuse the belief, and forget about the transitory of this world by replacing that. Anyway, that in the eternal life, everything will be eternal, but getting this world so much attached to it and making my life artificially comfortable in this world. That's a very psychological trick that we treat ourselves. Exploit the belief in the hereafter. What are we going to do? Are we going to believe in the hereafter? That's something else. We will do that. We will do that. The verse is teaching us here. Yeah. فَلَمَّا أَفَلَتْ قَالَ لَا أُحِبُّ الْآفِلِينَ. When the things goes or departs, leaves me alone, either physically I experience it, or I remember that it will definitely leave me alone. It is with me right now. 100 years later, will leave me alone. I know it now. It is not the reality that I'm not going to remember it after it happens 100 years later. No. It is with me right now that it will happen. It's with me right now. لا أحب الآفلين. It means it is not worth for me to seek that one itself. What am I going to do then? There is a way out. Don't cheat ourselves. That's our reality. It is with us right now. Whether you say, okay, I am young now, I'm 20 years old, in order to, become an old man, there is another 60 years now. After 80, you start shaking. Yeah. Do we have to wait until 80? Well, it happens, You start shaking. Okay, I have another 60 years. Okay, it doesn't mean that this understanding or realization of the separation is not affecting you is not going to affect you for 60 years. No, it is with you right now. That's how the order of the universe has been established by its maker. It is how I am made. I have to be realistic, don't cheat myself, and don't think that those people who don't believe in God and try to enjoy their life here, the world is for them, but the akhirah is for us. Now, the world is not for them. They pretend. How do I know? I don't know them, I know myself. Whenever I give an superficial, artificial permanence. I attach an artificial permanence to anything. Deep down, I know that it is artificial. I must be realistic. When you are young, it is very hard to be with. As you get a little bit older and older, you say, okay, I've got this, I have this, but we are going to leave soon. You become more and more that aware of this reality. That is the blessing. That is the mercy in the creation in the wisdom of the creation. The creation has been done or has been really realized in a way that mercy is there. Slowly, slowly, the Creator teaches us and prepares us to be happy to leave them behind. As you get 80 years old, if someone says, you got $1 million from somewhere, the old man says, okay, put it in my account, but what shall I do with it? But the young man says, oh, really? Oh, But reality is there. We have to see the mercy in the way that the things are created, the wisdom. So we get slowly, slowly prepared to accept the reality of transience of this world. It's beautiful. I think me and Habibi, Habibi and me are experiencing.
You get to the point where you don't take things for granted anymore.
Nah, nothing. It is impossible. If someone says, you are given some high status someone. Okay, it's the responsibility I have to take care of it. Am I really excited about it? Not really. I'm experiencing it. Not really. No. It doesn't mean that I have to have a loose connection with the word. No, that is another extreme. I have to learn how to utilize it. I have to learn. Now let's come to this now. Now you understand how important this is. I'm repeating the sentence again. For just as the passing of pleasure is pain, imagining the passing of pleasure is also a pain. No way to escape from this reality. No one can cheat himself really. No. It's there. And momentarily it's there. Not it is going to happen in the future. No, it is with you right now. Whatever will happen in the future is with you right now. Okay. The works of all the metaphorical lovers. Metaphorical lovers, it means a person loves an object in this world. This love in the language of the author is metaphorical love, not real love. No, real love is the love of eternity. The real love. Because my spirit looks for eternity. When I found eternity, I really love it. That's how I am. So all the metaphorical lovers, it means anybody who attaches his heart to anything in this world for the object, for the thing, for the sake of the thing itself, it is metaphorical. It's not real. Or he will say now, the works of all the metaphorical lovers, that is the works of poetry on love in literature, are all cries at the pain arising from imagining this passing. Imagining the passing. That's what all literature, love literature, is just imagining the reality of the transience of this world. You know that I'm going to get it, but I'm going to be separated from it. So this human senses of humanity that we have been given are there. That this reality is within me, and I cannot really confront if I don't know how to utilize it, how to use it. From this confrontation of my reality, I become a poet. Yeah? So write poems, and the poems of love. Have you started that? The poems of love.
No, I'm not going to get into that.
Sorry, you're not going to write a poem.
I'm not going to admit if I do or if I don't.
Of course he does.
So,
I read them.
if you were to constrain, if you were to constrain the spirit of all the works of poetry, from which would flow these grievous cries. That's human reality, is exposing itself. Thus, I'm excited about the solution. It is due to the pain and tribulations of those meetings, those temporary meetings, stained with transitoriness, dirtied, stained with transitoriness. Do you get it? Is it not sugar coated, poison coated? Chocolate is in the center, poison coated, transitoriness. Hurts me. I want it, but it's poisonous. But I love chocolate, but it is coated with poison. That's how it is, how it looks like in this world. And how the not looks like, the reality of this world is. This world is lovable, perfect, but if you attach your heart to the word itself, it is hurting. It reminds you separation. You are going to live it. Why? Why is it made in this way? Now we'll see. So I will read from the beginning of the sentence. Thus, it's due to the pain and tribulations of those meetings, stained with transitoriness, those sorrows, metaphorical love, not a loving of eternity, but transient things themselves, or heart wants eternal love. If you use this heart and direct it to the transient things, its love is just temporary, not really. That's why it is metaphorical, not real. So metaphorical loves, that my heart weeps and cries through the weeping of I love not those that sit. That's what the verse says. I love not those that sit. I don't love them. So that's what la uhibbul afilin means here. So if you want permanence, do you? I do. Everybody wants. That is the dilemma, or that is the predicament of human nature. We have to be very careful. We are given transient things, but we are given the sense to love the permanent. It's beautiful. Do you understand?
Cool.
Yeah, but that's contradictory, looks contradictory. But no, it's not contradictory. It is to the point. The purpose of my existence lies there. I am here to use this transient word to get to know its permanent source. So attach my heart not to the thing itself, but to the source it points to. It demonstrates to. It cries out, says, don't love me, love the one who made me. I am transient, he is permanent. That's the solution. So he will say here, if you want permanence in it, we can really emphasize on it within this transitory solve it, if you go to a psychologist, therapist, psychologist or therapist, they will try to distract your attention. Tell them, no, you know, you can get another one. Don't worry about it. If someone left you alone, you know, you can find another. And keep yourself busy with a dog or a cat or...
Like that.
Yeah. Solving the problem from without, you know, just distracting your attention, keeping yourself busy with something else. So you wanted to say something?
Yeah, because I'm a little confused about something. So,
No, I'm not saying. No, you may have, you may not have. I'm not being
got a
personal.
lot of things, but is the solution then? So I understand, you know, we're in the process of recognizing that all things are transient, but it's not necessarily possible to, you know, like let go of that pain, right? I mean, that's just not possible. I mean, if you're in this world, then necessarily you're in.
You can deal in the right way, how to not deny the pain. Pain is there, but you can transfer it into a pleasure. How? That's what the sentence. Be careful with the sentence. Now, read the sentence carefully. They said, if you want permanence within this transitory world, not leave this world and look for permanence after you die. You will be no, it's cheating. Be careful, it is cheating. We have to find the permanence within this transitory world. That's methodologically most important thing that we have to realize. We have to find the permanence within this transitory world. How? Yeah, that's how. Permanence comes from transitoriness. That's the formula. Permanence comes from transitoriness. What does it mean? Because of or thanks to the transitoriness, our spirit, our heart, our feelings look for the permanence. If this world was permanent, we would never look for the permanent one. We will be satisfied with the world and say that that's it. But we are not made in this way. Our spirit looks permanence. And to the permanent, transitoriness, thanks to the transitoriness, I look for the permanence. How? Where did they come from? Where are they coming from? Coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. Who is bringing them into existence? Who is bringing a new existence in front of me now? Transitoriness is beautiful, that takes me or pushes me, forces me to look for the permanent source of existence of these transient beings. Do you get it? That's how we understand that this universe must have a permanent source of existence. Continuously changing, but one thing is not changing. What is that? Existence. The things, the objects, the existent things are changing, but existence is not changing. We use it in another context. The The order is subject to continuous change, but order changes, order changes, order changes, but the things within the order, order changes itself, but orderliness never changes. You understand that? We are human beings. We shouldn't really cheat ourselves either. There are two ways of cheating. One is ignoring the transitory nature of this world. The other one is, okay, whatever, this world is not important. We are going to be given an eternal life in the hereafter, but we have to suffer until we die. This is not belief in God. This is not really seeing or experiencing the presence of God within your present life, right now. This is not belief. It's cheating. Another way of cheating. When you read the Quran bearing this in mind, most of the verses will change in your understanding. That's methodologically essential. How to, especially essential in order to understand the methodology of reading the eternal speech of the Creator. Eternal speech of the Creator is eternal. Doesn't start after I die. Doesn't start after the doomsday happens. It is eternal. If you give a beginning to the promise of the eternal, is not eternal. Logically, if anything has a beginning, has to have an end. So eternal means all-encompassing. We have to understand this, but not subjects are, oh no, they are all, to me, trash. Explanations are really throw them into dumpster. It's not good at all. By saying, oh, you have to suffer in this world and you will be given an eternal happiness in the hereafter, is a cheating. It is contrary. The definition encompass everything at a time for me. For here, for it, for the absolute, there is no beginning, there is no end, there is no present. It is by its nature eternal, ever exists. So my treatment of eternity must bring me happiness right now. If he is merciful, he must be merciful right now. That's all messed up. Yeah, all messed up. Why? They are separating the existence of the absolute, the creator of this universe as the absolute creator. Being merciful, no, being a torturous creator right now in this world for the believer, and is going to be merciful in the hereafter. It means this mercy is not eternal and absolute. It must be right now as well. How? We have to use this transient word according to its real nature. That's why you will find out this one. Permanence comes from transitoriness. Permanence comes from transitoriness. Difficult to digest it because we are not used to thinking in this way. Right? That's what I think. We understand it. It's because we never hear this. We never. We turn religion to a set of burdens, do's and don'ts. You shall do, you shall not do. Now, of course, there are, but not this one only. You have to really, if you like, contextualize this set of rules within the eternal mercy of the Creator. How? By realizing the eternity of the mercy of the Creator in this transient world. If we cannot do that, we cannot understand religion as the source of eternal happiness.
How do we know what it is that's can you give us
bringing
more?
everything into?
One by one. Yeah.
How do we know what it is that's bringing everything into existence?
You are experiencing in this world. How old were you last year? It doesn't matter the year, but yeah, this year, 26. Yeah, you changed, but your existence is permanent. So the one who is making you subject to permanent existence within this year is absolute. Otherwise, if it wasn't absolute, maybe your question is there too, we don't know. If it wasn't absolute, this source of existence, the cause of existence, should not be able to make everything at the same time, exists with its unique characteristics, with its unique characteristics, at the same time, with no confusion, sparing or protecting, securing the order as it is. Only I will keep repeating this, and I will do it again. Only before the absolute. Only before the absolute. In big, small. Yeah. A little, a lot. Many, few. Do not change. The source must be absolute. Your existence, my cell's existence, my particles' existence happen at the same time, when at the same time they are all subject to change. But they exist at the same time. The existence giver must be absolute. Otherwise, it would take time. It would follow a certain space, starting from here to there. But the universe keeps existing with its entirety in a perfect order as it is, but continuously changing. But at the same time taking place. The source must be absolute. Yeah.
How do you define existence?
Sorry?
How do you define existence? How do I know I exist?
Oh,
It's a dream.
yeah, that's you are. No, I mean, you are a human being like everybody. So I use my feelings, and you can apply to yourself, or you use your feelings, and I can share it with you. We are human beings. Common denomination. The denominator is that we experience the same thing in this world. Do I have any reason to say that I don't exist is contradictory? When I say I exist. There is no need to go further that I may exist, I may not exist. When you say I, you are talking about an existence. From the very beginning. If you say, how do you know, you means existence. Do you understand that? So if I say, I don't exist, it is oxymoron. Why? I'm saying I. Do you understand? Ah, it means something exists here, denying its existence. And that denying is false. Because when I say I exist, and the one which says I exist claims that it doesn't exist. Which one do you follow? Your imagination, your reality. But I don't exist is an imagination. But when you say I, it's real. It's right here. So existence is real. If someone says no, it's up to him. It's up to him to say no. We have free will. From the beginning of today's discussion, we said we are responsible not for our minds or heart or lungs or whatever human qualities. We are responsible for our free will. And free will has always two options in front of itself. وهديناه النجدين. It's a beautiful verse. وهديناه النجدين. We created you and set you with a
explanation in another way, more basic, if it is possible.
permanence in transit. For example,
This is my question all my life, looking for it.
So-
I can find it.
good. Inshallah, you can find it. So, let's give a simple example.
Yes.
You are hungry. You are given very simple, make it example, very simple, some sort of fruit. Fruit is ready food. That's why not to confuse it with human interference, cooked, etc. Fruit. You taste it, yeah?
Yes.
You enjoy it. It's reality. When you are hungry, if you are hungry,
It's reality.
yeah, you are hungry. You eat it. So if it is not reality, you wouldn't eat it. You eat it. And when you eat it, you enjoy it. And when you are second time hungry, you still go and eat it again. Because enjoyment is with you. In the enjoyment, in the act of eating. Enjoyment within the act of eating is with you. You are experiencing it. That's what you keep eating it. I'm sure you had breakfast this morning.
I eat, but I don't want to eat every day same things.
Okay, something different. But in eating, there is pleasure.
And I don't like to eat anymore. I'm older.
No,
I don't
you
want to eat too much.
Okay, but
I
in
eat because I
eating,
feel hungry sometimes. That's why.
that's it. That's why hunger is created for you, so that you will refresh your appetite.
Okay.
So it is with you. The pleasure is with you. whether you may not like this food and another food, that these are secondary subjects. So it is you prefer it, but there is pleasure there. But you know that when you eat it, let's say you eat the let's say some fruit, a peach. So you eat the peach is gone, and pleasure is there, but now you are satisfied. Again, you want a pleasure, and you want another peach. So you understand from there. We understand that. You understand that. We understand that pleasure, seeking for pleasure in myself, in my own being, looks not for the peach, but the one who created, prepared the peach for you, is giving you the news that the quality of giving the pleasure is permanent. He is continuously reminding you that I am here as the giver of pleasure, creator of pleasure. Don't attach your expectations to the peach, but eat the peach, remember me. Eat the peach, remember me. Eat the peach, remember me. So, because of the things to the transitory nature of the peach, that we look forward, or we look for something beyond the peach, not the peach itself. Peach disappears, but something beyond it. That is how we find the eternity within the transitoriness of this universe. Everything exists in this world is transient. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is durable. Nothing is absolute in this world. Every single thing, at every level of existence, you may say that the galaxy is last, let's say, or age 10 billion years. Okay, it is a beginning, it is an end. One of them is 10 billion years, the other one is 10 years, the other one is 10 days, the other one is 10 seconds, according to us, but according to our observation. But in reality, we know that every particle, every minimum smallest piece of existence is subject to change continuously. Nothing is static in this world. But the existence of the whole universe within its all component parts, whatever the component parts they have, is subject to continuous change. So we know that existence-giving quality of the one who made this universe is absolute. But the word is transient. Transience of the word is calling me to acknowledge the absolute source of it, absolute source of its existence. So that's why I never feel that we had really appreciate the value of the name of God. We keep talking about mercy, merciful God. God is merciful. God is compassionate, and God is. We talk. God is all powerful. Yes, they are all true, but most important name or quality or attribute of God is wujud. Wujud, the eternally existent one. Wujud is the foundation of everything. If there was no wujud, there would be no mercy. We wouldn't be able to talk about sustainability, whatever. Nothing. Foundation is wujud. But thanks to the reality that the scholars, especially the Muslim scholars, who are the Muslim, the students of the Quran actually. So thanks to the serious students of the scholars, paraphrased it or put it in a formula saying that the most important quality of the essence of God to be known is wujud, the essence of God. So you understand that sifat dhatiyya, wujud, number one. Yeah, I'm using this Arabic word, I know alienates some people, but I'm sorry, but those people who are familiar with it, it is in the tradition. It is, traditionally, those people who want to teach Islam to the new generations, they make them memorize all this. Vücut, kıdem, baka, vahdaniyet, it starts with vücut. We forget that. Why? We say God is merciful, God, yes, wrong. But we have to keep reminding, we have to keep talking about God is the eternal existent one. And existence giver. Yeah? God is alive, living, eternally living one, means life giver. So one of them, in Arabic, those people who are familiar with this vocabulary, God is Hayy, and when I see the life on earth, God is Muhyi. Yeah? It means I can explain the existence of life only by attributing the existence of life to the one who is the provider of life. It means he is the source of life, so he is high. If you like, he is the eternal living one. Eternally living one. But it's related to each other. Yeah, it is related to. So how are we going to really understand the, if you like, not attributes of the essence of God, but not the essence of God? Be careful with my language. I want to complete this paragraph. That's why I'm excusing the last thoughts, wrapping up. Attributes of God, when we talk about the attributes of God, the essence of the attributes of the essence of God, not essence of God. You cannot talk about the essence of God. No. So sifat dhatiyya, the essential attributes of God. Essential attributes of God starts with existence. That's why in our discussions, every argument is based on existence. First transit existence, we cannot start in another way at all, impossible. Here I am, and I am here in this world, and my questions are only valid within this world. I cannot really ignore this world and go to the hereafter, whatever they mean by it, while I'm reasoning. I said, I don't know what you mean by it. I know this world. Here I am. Here are the carpets, and I breathe, and my heart is working. That's what my reality is here. So when we look at this world, we have to understand that the existence of this world is real, and I have to look for the source of existence of this world. So all your religious information, religious activities, anything to do with your religion, its belief system, must start from the paying attention to the existence of this world. Existence of this world. If anybody comes up with an argument which doesn't start, argument, I'm telling, argument, not while we are praying. While you are praying, you don't argue. You present your conclusion as a result of your argument. You solve the problem, do all demonstrations, come to the result, and say X is equal to something, and express this. That's prayer. That's prayer time now. I've got the answer, I'm presenting the answer to the one who deserves to be presented. It means the one who deserves to be worshipped. Worship means we always say that worship is my conclusion. Worship is my acknowledgement. So there is no conclusion, there is no acknowledgement, there is no worship. Do you understand this? If a worship is not based on acknowledgement, is not based on your real conclusion, it's not worship. It's just imitations, following culture. So that's why we talk about we worship God, etc. No base, because it's not based on existence. Yeah, the first essential quality or attribute of God is ignored. That's what is going on methodologically among the believers, not only Muslim scholarship, among the believers. That's why this sentence is extremely important here. Permanence comes from transitoriness. Never forget that transitoriness of this world is inevitable. Yes.
No, I just wanted to say that like when you experience like grief and loss and you enter and you start to know who God is and you start to speak. I mean to have a communication. So that's I think the way I view permanence.
Again, it's another way. It's another one, but we usually use the positive examples, so that because negative examples are our labeling. You know, I said, oh, I'm very, yeah, I'm very sad. I lost my father today. So I got the news, usually from Pakistan. They told me, your grandfather died. And then write a letter to, or an email to Imam Khalid and say, please ask people pray for my grandfather. That's the usual process going on in New York for among the Pakistani population. So anyway, it's correct. But yeah, it's not bad, but at the same time we have to understand that grief is real, of course, but in order to evaluate what is the nature of grief and why it is so saddening and why I feel sad, in order to answer this question, we have to first answer the existence of the universe first, that everything is there. So, for example, if someone has not questioned the existence of his mother or her mother and find out the source of existence of her mother, she has no right to question the loss of mother, and the result of this loss is the pain or grief. Why do I feel pain about that? Because my father died, my mother died. That is dear, mothers are dear. So my mother died. So have you questioned the existence of your mother? How do you explain the existence of your mother so that you will question the loss of the existence of your mother? We miss that. So without basing our argument on a real existential experience, any theological argument will bound to be baseless. That is very essential. What's going on in the world now is this. We have to wake up. Come back to the source. Come back to the source. Start from this transitory world and show me the happiness within this transitory world. So, find transience with regard to your evil commanding soul so that you may be enduring. I think we covered this, and inshallah we have to stop here. I think it's time to stop. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim before we are told. Alhamdulillah, the God didn't come today for the guy. So, Bismillah ar-Rahman. Do you understand this? We talked a very essential subjects today. Methodologically, it's extremely essential. I bet you find very rare this problem has been solved in our time now. But previously, scholars were great. Now the scholars were, mostly involved with political and social problems of the society. It's very simple-minded. Yes. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. محمد